Something y'all might not know about me is that I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. I mean, nowadays, who isn't? I've explained it a little bit deeper in my Across the Spider-Verse video, but just know if I get a chance to talk about Spider-Man on this channel, I will do it. And today is that day. Spider-Man 2 is one of the biggest games of the year, and it dropped not too long ago. I couldn't be any more excited to talk about it. And today, I'll be reviewing the game and going into light spoilers. If you're new here, my name is Yuno, and now you know. If you enjoyed this video at any point, leaving a like will be appreciated. If at any point you want to see more, feel free to check out the channel, and if you like what you see, kick back, stay a while, and hit the subscribe button. Now on to the video. Spider-Man 2 is the third entry in the Insomniac Spider-Man series. I've enjoyed the first one. It was a great introduction to the world and a fresh take on the new open world. Spider-Man Miles Morales was such an improvement on the first one. This game takes what's best about both of those games and improve on it. Most of that is thanks to the PS5. This game without a doubt was made to run on a system like this. The huge epic scale of the boss battles, the insanely fast load times, the speed that you go in throughout the city, the graphics, the size of the city, everything is on a grand scale. It truly feels like a big sequel. The graphics are incredible. Face models are amazing. Well, mostly. I don't know what happened with MJ. Traversal is one of the most important factors when it comes to a Spider-Man game, and this did not disappoint. The biggest addition to that is the web wings. Since Spider-Man 2018, the one thing I wanted in this game was web wings, and now we got it. I have to say, it makes going through the city much more fun. Not only that, but they added swing assists. I've seen many people complain about the web slinging in 2018, saying it felt too handholdy. This feature makes it a bit more challenging, and it offers a realistic Spider-Man feeling. Slingshot points are also added in the city to give you a great boost. The speed is dramatically increased, where I could fly across the city in an instant. Speaking of city, New York had never looked better, and they add the inclusions of Queens and Brooklyn to this. Gameplay is just as fun as it's always been. They now give you the options to use gadgets and abilities unique to each Spider-Man. The one thing I don't like about that is that it takes away what's different between Peter and Miles, but I'll get into that later. Characters in the story were pretty great. Peter's art was fantastic. Down on his luck and looking on the positive side of things. When taken over by the symbiote, I love how raw he was. Yuri brought a Sasuke aura to it. I hope he wins Best Actor in the Video Game Awards. MJ got a huge upgrade in this game. Her missions were so much better in this game. She was freaking John Wick. The relationship between her and Peter felt very bland until the second half of the story. And that could be because I see they had problems, but none of them were addressing it. Her turning into Scream was something I didn't expect, and it was a pleasant surprise. I enjoyed that they had major relationship conflict and they needed to be healed. My boy Miles was great. Everyone was saying that he didn't do much in this game, but honestly, he was the most accomplished character in the story. He saved Black Cat, helped clear Beck's name, saved Craven from dying by Peter, beat the symbiote Peter and saved him from it, beat and save Martin Lee, put his differences aside to help Martin Lee save Peter and give him the anti-venom suit, and survived a one-on-one with the main villain. Miles is goated, except that final suit. Really, Sony? A walking billboard? Harry was a great addition to the story. I loved the way they did his Venom arc. Adding Agent Venom was something I didn't expect, but I loved it. I loved that you got to see Harry fighting crime around the city too. Venom was incredible to me. I'm glad that the symbiote wasn't all evil, it just amplified the emotions being felt. Playing as Venom was so much fun. He felt powerful and deadly. This is what I expected from Hulk in the Avengers game. I wish he was playable post-game, but that's neither here or there. Craven was so sinister. My only problem with Craven is that he's stuck in the video game. He's cursed with henchmen because we needed something to fight. I wish he acted more like Taskmaster in the first game. The side missions in this game took it to another level. In Spider-Man 2018, I wanted missions to do something with the villains and the story, and I don't feel like we got that. However, in this game, they definitely doubled down on it. The cult missions with Wraith was spectacular. Mysterio mission was very fun and challenging. The Hunter Bird mission was a great mystery style mission that included a villain I wish got more attention in Spider-Man media. The Hunter bases was fun because I really like the stealth in this series, but the missions that stood out to me were the friendly neighborhood missions. Spider-Man Miles Morales was the last time I really felt like the media was portraying Spider-Man as the friendly neighborhood hero, doing things for the community, not just city level threats. I'm glad that we got missions like this brought into this game. Just simple helping the little guy out missions. And the Howard mission, man, y'all did y'all thing, Insomniac. Now a bit of cons for me in this game. The opening of the game hits and then it takes time to really open up again. I understand those moments were needed, but it really got me bored. I've already said what I had to say about Kraven, but I would have liked it if we fought him as Peter or Miles one more time before the main fight with him. Fight him and have him completely overpower us in the beginning, and show the difference between fighting him regularly and fighting him with the symbiote. When it comes to gameplay, I wish Peter and Miles was a bit different. I would rather Miles stick with the abilities and have 2 ability wheels, and then we could take the Spider-Man arms out and give Peter cool gadgets to cycle through. Then when he gets his symbiote, replace those with the abilities again. I already said I wish there was more stealth, but I wish there was more group stealth missions. We had that with Wraith and Peter in the side missions, but it would have been nice to see that with Peter and Miles doing stealth. Along with being paired up, it would have been cool if they took a page out of Arkham Knight's book. In that game, you could do team takedowns and switch characters. I would have loved that for Miles and Peter. Those are mainly my only flaws of the game. Now heading to the future of the series. Side missions brought out great potential for DLC, and I hope we get that. One is Black Cat. I would like if Black Cat would come back in the story. She just appeared and dipped instantly. I want to see more of her because I love the chemistry between her and Miles. Second is Chameleon. Him being the brother of Kraven was an interesting twist. I would love to have some mode where we have to do stealth to figure out who the Chameleon is. I really trust Insomniac will do something interesting with him. And lastly, Carnage. I don't believe Carnage will be a part of the third game. I honestly think the symbiote story will be wrapped up in this game and not linger over. I think Carnage will be an excellent DLC expansion, and I also believe that Peter will lose the anti-venom suit with that, which will keep him on the sideline and have Miles be the face of the series, which Insomniac said they already plan to do. We also got in Cindy at the end of the end credits. For those who don't know, Cindy Moon is Silk, a spider woman that was bitten by the same spider as Peter in the comics. I'm curious how she will come along in the series. One thing I do hope is that they give her a different play style, kind of like Peter in Shattered Dimensions. Make use of her organic webs and make giant fists, giant hammers, giant nets, etc. I can see DLC focusing on her, but I could also see them doing another side game before Spider-Man 3 that focuses on Miles and Silk. Also for DLC, I'm sure many of you heard the Daredevil teases. I would love to have Daredevil a part of this game. The Hand will be a lot of fun to fight in this game. Now I'm going to assume Spider-Man 3 is going to be either the conclusion of the series or the conclusion of Peter's saga. Green Goblin is an obvious villain that we will encounter, and I'm assuming Doc Ock will be there too. I don't think they will do the Superior Spider-Man arc. If they do, it will feel like a rehash of what's already been done in this game. With Goblin, I hope we start off with the glider and then him losing control and turning into the Beast. Now when it comes to villains, I have no idea what more we could do. A lot of the core villains were killed by Kraven or turned a new leaf. I would like to see the Beetle be a villain, but I could also see that being a side game main villain. Also with how well they did the portal scenes in this game, I can see the Spot being the big villain. Depending on how things go, we might see Kingpin's son wanting revenge, or the Black Tarantula. And since we have 3 spiders and it's alluded that the next game is the final one, I can see Morlun and the family of the Inheritors being the main villains. A lot of potential for expansion in this series, and I'll be playing this game over and over again. If I were to give this game a score, it will be an 8.5 out of 10. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Yuno One Shots. Whenever the DLC will come out, I'll most likely do a review on those. If it's a Spider-Man related media, I'll most likely focus on it and talk about it on this channel. But if you're into anime and manga, subscribe because that is my main focus on the channel. Until we meet again, you know where to find Yuno.